Hello Scorpio, how are you? Welcome to your July love and general tarot card reading. Let me go ahead and just shuffle a couple more times and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so Scorpio, your love reading for July 2016. Okay, here we go. Love reading for Scorpio, July 2016. Interesting. King of Wands has really been popping up in a lot of signs. I feel like this person, this is a very distinct person, right? That there is a prominence about this energy this month. And could be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, maybe not. It could be just someone with those fire-like qualities this month, right? What's interesting, I'm gonna do this a little bit different because these two, I feel like, are you. To be both the queen and the king of a sign often tells me that you're kind of displaying the best of those qualities. The masculine and the feminine elements, the internalization and, the external elements. And you can be very thoughtful and pensive and understanding of the way you feel, but you are also not afraid to take action. Now, what's another interesting thing is this King of Wands in almost all the readings has been facing away from whomever. It doesn't matter what reading. I think they've all been facing away. This person is on a mission. This person has their own life. If you are married and this represents your partner, they're on a new track. Okay, their mind is somewhere else. And sometimes that can throw you, but in your case, I'm not really seeing it go that way. With Temperance here, I feel like there's like an equal balance. Like even here you're looking towards them, but you are also looking away from them. So balance within yourself, okay, when it's like a tug of war, both force on equal side is equal on each side, then no one goes anywhere, no one falls down, you just stand still. And so the scale is even, the scale is balanced. And I feel like there's a good exchange here, a good exchange of individuality and independence. And you are able and willing to be both a supportive partner for them, male or female, doesn't matter. And not only are you doing what you need to be doing, fulfilling your role, fulfilling your duty, but you are also on your own path. You also have your own goals and your own focus. And it doesn't interfere with what they are doing, and they don't interfere with what you are doing. Therefore providing a nice balance, and therefore providing a nice set table. I don't know. The cards are laid out nicely for you. There's definitely a story of like being very open. And I think that has a lot to do with this queen here and why she is also in reverse. There's a little bit of vulnerability there with the wands and the four, or the nine of wands and the four of pentacles reverse. The guards are down. Okay, I feel like there's some level of comfort. You're letting go of ideas. You're allowing for malleability, for change. You're allowing for things to morph and transform in a way that they're meant to. A very go with the flow type of energy. Very comfortable, very, like I said, what? And I don't remember what I said. But just a very content energy. Now I think things are sort of in a state, I like that there's purple on either side here, because it just is like kind of a nice mirror for it, sort of sandwiching in this temperance. Hanged Man is sometimes a state of suspension, okay? I'm not seeing any elements of a rush, any elements of moving too quickly, okay? If you are single, there may be a connection with someone from your past. Again, you know, someone from a very different world, from a different place, maybe someone that you are connected with in some way that sort of they resurface. But I feel like because it's the king and queen matches, that you are in fact, you know, you've been in contact, you are aware of each other, you know about one another, you're sort of in each other's periphery, you're in each other's circle, okay? If this is your partner, I feel like there is just like a newfound innocence within your relationship. You know, when you have a relationship that is, I don't know what not codependent, I guess the antithesis of that would be independent, right? It's such an independent relationship. I feel like it allows your bond to rekindle. It allows for your energies to mingle and to rediscover one another, to see each other in a new light, and to see each other in a new way. And, you know, if this is someone that you're just kind of maybe getting to know, that you're just sort of interested in, I think there's going to be a significant appreciation for that independence, a significant appreciation for them being allowed to have their freedom. Okay, this energy for me, I feel like this is like there's so many ways to describe this King of Wands. I kind of see it as someone that really enjoys the open seas, right? You know, like a captain of a pirate ship or something, you know, super fantastical, just, you know, but that they crave that wind on their face. They crave the open road. They crave adventure and the next place and the next person. And, you know, they crave the new things in life. An interesting balance, because you are more stationary. You are more grounded, more focused. Even here, you know, you are focused on your goal, and they are looking out. Their mind is wandering, and wandering it is. Four of Swords. They're very present, you know. They think about now. You know, these are the people that give you their undivided attention. When they're having a conversation with you, they look you in the eye and they listen and they remember. They remember you, they remember your name, they remember things about you. And then the minute they leave, they're doing the exact same thing with other people, right? And it's a wonderful quality to have. And I think that's something that you might find attractive about them. And if this is indicative of your partner, This might be a quality that if they don't naturally have or they don't normally have, there is going to be, like I said, a rekindling, that presence, that mental presence. Okay, they're not living in the past. They're not stuck on some idea. Not only are your guards down, but their guards are down as well. They are open. They are understanding. They have an approachability about them, and I think there's going to be a morphing of the way you see them, of the way they see you. The world is going to look differently for both of you, not just you, but both of you. It's a very beautiful reading, actually. I'm actually quite surprised. Not because I don't think you deserve it or anything, but because it's just, it's actually kind of out of the box for the readings that I've done thus far. So I'm going to pull out some more cards. So there might be, so the Three of Swords is like a card of healing, and a card maybe sometimes of heartbreak, a card maybe of sometimes sadness and sorrow and grief. You know, when your partner, or when you're single and you kind of start dating someone like this can be a challenging personality. It's kind of why I'm so surprised, because it's hard sometimes to be in a relationship with someone who is so independent, who is so adventurous, and who always is craving new things, especially when your energy is very different. And I think there might be a mourning or a sadness or a feeling of disconnection, maybe more within yourself. And a mourning between who maybe you are becoming versus who you were. This might have been someone that you maybe never would have considered a relationship with, or maybe it would have been someone that you never would have married. But now that your partner is becoming that, you're sort of morphing with them as well, and the traditions and the foundations that you've set are now being challenged. They are now being uprooted. You are being uprooted. It's interesting because for me, wands, I always think of them more like trees, and they project roots, or they not project roots, they grow roots, and they spread, and it's like the iceberg, right? Like the roots are so thick and so dense and so strong and so ingrained into the earth. And you being represented by an earth energy with those roots and needing those roots, but yet all are reverse. I think your roots, your standard of living is being challenged. You are being the one that is along for the ride. You are supporting them. They are leading the ship. They are guiding, male or female, doesn't matter. And I don't know if you're going to be totally on board with it because of this. Originally I said there's a balance. I don't think you're not going to do it. I don't think you're going to have significant arguments about anything. But I think there is a sadness. And again, with the reminiscing and the nostalgia from the Six of Cups, that something might feel like it's missing, or you might feel a little bit incomplete with yourself, like you're not feeling like yourself. You're not feeling like maybe you're offering enough support. You're not supporting in the right ways. And maybe it doesn't matter. Because for me, this card is all about the infinity sign between the two independent entities. So reverse or right side, it almost doesn't even matter, because regardless of how you're feeling, I think that bond is so strong and so potent that it truly can work its way through anything. And even though you might feel unfocused, like you're dropping the ball, like you're not able to handle all the change internally or externally, but yet you are still connected, right? Yet you are still present and willing to put forth that effort, to put forth that energy toward your partner. Or if you're single and you are just dating, and this could be someone that maybe you're just interested in, like I said, someone that you reconnected with from the past. This could be someone that you are willing to make changes for, changes in your lifestyle, changes in, not necessarily in your personality, but I think you might be asked or required in some way to draw out parts of your personality that you aren't necessarily like experienced with, right? There's a state of discomfort, but I think it's good. The rain in this card, I forgot that this was rain in the back. I love my other deck. It's also a Rider-Waite, but it's a little like less colorful, so I prefer this one. But in that other deck, you see the rain more prominently, and I always forget, the rain washes the earth, it cleanses us. This is a card of cleansing, okay? And so don't forget that you might be going through a cleansing process, a cleansing phase, and it might make you feel uncomfortable, but that's okay, because when the world is clean, the sun comes back out, the birds start chirping again, and the world continues. Okay, so just don't forget that. I'm going to go ahead and do your general reading here. Okay. Scorpio, general energies for you. General reading for Scorpio. Oh, now it's like the opposite. Okay. It's definitely an element of adventure for you. Oh, and again, okay. I feel like this is similar to that 9 or that 3 of Swords as well. So Temperance now this is like the uneasiness coming out. And I think this is actually really speaking a lot to what I just said, meaning that there might be some challenges with your personality, that you might be asked to draw out of yourself things that you're not necessarily the most comfortable with. That lack of comfort, often comes in our lives. It comes and goes, and it's what makes us better. It's what gives us more experience. It's what gives us, makes us become more valuable people, whether in a workforce or a relationship or in terms of our family. Trials and tribulations, they come into our life. That's just the way life works, okay? And you might be feeling contradictory to my last reading, just a little bit uneasy, okay, a little bit challenged, but ultimately like I said, there is an element of new adventure and new exciting things, and those new adventures and exciting things can often be uncomfortable. They can often put us in situations that we're just not quite happy in, but I think it's in line with the big picture of what it is you want for your life. You know, if you don't put yourself in these situations, how on earth do you ever expect to get from point A to point B? You can't get from point A to point M without ever going through B, C, D, and E, and so on, right? Like, you have to get there. You have to go through that course. And here you are embarking upon something new. Now, this can even indicate, you know, some form of a message coming in. It can indicate some travel happening as well in your life, getting you literally from point A to point B, right? From one city to the next, one job to the next, a step up, something different, something on the more adventurous side, okay? Something maybe even a little bit deviant, right? On some level. But it's in line with what you want. It's in line with your hopes and your dreams. It's a card of wish fulfillment, of, you know, what it is you want in your life, what you see for yourself. You're being guided. Okay, the stars are our guide. They are our compass. They direct us. And those dreams and those goals, they are our compass. They allow us to make day-to-day decisions as we need to make them, so that they are in line with our goals. And sometimes you need to take a step forward. Sometimes you need to challenge yourself, and you can, and you will, and you succeed because you are strong, because you are willing and able to tame the beasts. You have 4 major arcana in this quadrant and 1 here. It's a very heavy reading for you. Very heavy. Not negative heavy, but rich. It's very dense. Strength is your power. Now, a reminder for you. It's always for me a reminder, the Empress reverse. To connect with yourself. Don't lose yourself in this process, because sometimes you get so distracted by your ambitions and by your goals and your dreams and your new adventures that you're doing, that you lose a little bit of focus on yourself. Okay? And the Empress is the creator. She is the producer. She brings life where there was no life before. And you are Scorpio. You are the behind the scenes producer. You make things happen, and you do it very, very well. You are able, fully capable of making your life whatever it is you want to be, but just don't lose sight of that goal. Okay, so this is speaking such on an energetic level, not specifically to work. I'm not even seeing any other characters in here. This is 100% about you and your state of mind. Your state of mind might be your biggest challenge because of the 9 of Swords, something that is affecting you. What is it? Are you fearful of? What are you fearful of? What are you doubting? What self-doubt do you have, and why do you have it? Who is affecting you? And I think there's something going on that you might not necessarily be aware of internally within your subconscious, that you are sort of like eating yourself alive a little bit. You might not be fully aware of it, okay? This uneasiness and this discomfort, I think you handle it like a champ, okay? And it actually might even make you feel relieved, because I think you know that in order to progress in your life, you need to take certain steps. And here you are taking those steps. And so you feel like you are doing the right thing. You feel like things are on track, okay, even though you feel unbalanced. But yet there is still some inkling here. There's something affecting you. It can be very deep in your subconscious. You have a moon and the stars. It's very dark in nature. Dark meaning mysterious and not on the surface, not illuminated by our conscience. And you you might not be able to really quite put your finger on it. I like these cards because, you know, these two cards together, because you have the cups and you even have the two jugs and you have the two things here, and you know, you have the two here, and the two, and that idea of balance. Lack of balance though. Lack of balance. And like I said before, feeling like you are dropping the ball, feeling like things are not quite the way they should be. Again, that level of discomfort, but the infinite sign, you and this other entity, it doesn't have to be another person. It can be you and your connection with your job, you and your connection with your family, with that hobby, that new language that you're learning, with that, you know, whatever. It's you and something else. And you are feeling connected to it. It doesn't have to just be one thing, by the way. It can be a million other things. You're feeling connected to it, and you aren't willing to just let it go. You're not willing to just allow it to dissipate, allow it to go away. You're not allowing it to just not be a part of your life. I think you're willing to fight for it. And there's something, you know, about it, whatever it is, that has a hold on you, that is, you know, affecting you deeply. And I think, you know, this is such a simple thing to say, but I'm getting inspired to say, just meditate or pray. Say the words out loud. Meditate and pray and say the words out loud. Sometimes it helps. I don't know why I felt inspired to say that. Let's find out more. Well, I feel like I just had deja vu. That's weird. Judgment reverse, another major arcana, two more major arcana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 majors. Like I said, a very rich reading, very dense. There might be something that you don't know, that you don't know you know, that you aren't admitting to yourself, that hasn't surfaced yet. You aren't meant to be enlightened at this time. I think there needs to be some form of closure in your life, whether it is leaving that job and embarking upon something new, whether it is figuring out your goals, figuring out your ambitions. What is it that you are working for in this life? Before that needs to come to a close, before you become enlightened, or before you can feel the effects of that awakening and of that enlightenment. And 5 of Pentacles reverse tells me that, for me, these go hand in hand, that the trials and the struggles and the mental gymnastics that you're going through and dealing with, they're not going to last forever, and that things will get better. It will take time. This is not an overnight process. Death is a process. The acceptance of death is a process. And I feel like I have no idea why. I'm feeling inspired to say it could be months and months, a very long time. Okay, like I said, it's not overnight. So whatever change that is happening in your life, I don't feel like it is quite coming to fruition yet. You might be just in the beginning stages of letting something go, of accepting something. You know, maybe you're not happy where you work, but you haven't admitted that to yourself yet. Okay, it's a very basic example. But that there's just something in the very beginning, the inkling stages, the high priestess stages, something you are not verbalizing, maybe because you're not even aware enough to verbalize. That's why I was saying meditate, say it out loud, meditate or pray and say it out loud. Sometimes talking out loud helps you to solidify your thoughts. And it's coming. Have faith that it is coming, a close of whatever chapter this is for you. It's just not quite here yet. Okay, so not the most positive way to end that reading, but I hope you can take it for what it is, and I hope it applies to you in some way. And just know to have faith, and as uneasy and as uncomfortable as you might feel, you are on the right track. You are on the right track. So, okay, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back here again in August. Thanks.